A beautiful day in St. Louis for a series finale with the Cardinals. Missouri native Max Scherzer looks to lead a sweep for the first place Nationals. Baseball Sunday in St. Louis Ballpark Village, right outside the left field grandstand. But Nats Nation has come in and done a little invading of its own. The Nationals are looking for the sweep, and they've won a series in St. Louis for the first time since 2007. Now, maybe the players downplay it. It's big to us, it's big to our fans to know you can come into a ballpark like this and win a series and maybe even sweep.
Yeah, good teams take 2 out of 3. Great teams sweep. But I think with the Mets right on your tail, you don't take today off. You go for the sweep. They're half a game out. They're playing good baseball. So you look for a good performance today, and the Nats go for the sweep.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 teams in the NL East playing extremely well right now, including the Nats. First 2 games of this series. And early offense has been huge for this ball club.
Yeah, we're going to show you today how you can win a game, lose a game in the first inning. And Michael A. Taylor gets the road trip started off in the right way with the home run. The very first hitter of the trip. Then Jason Worth goes deep yesterday in the first inning, the 4-run first. 33-7 are the Nats when Jason Worth hits a home run since 2013. I thought that was a great stat. So he goes deep, they win. But there's your first inning stuff, very important.
Yeah, averaging more than 1 run per inning in the first. For the first 23 games, tied for the most runs by any ball club in any inning of ball games this year. So a little bit of irony here. The St. Louis native who grew up about 15 miles from Busch Stadium, Max Scherzer gets the call trying to get the team to that sweep that they've never done here.
Yeah, he's made some mechanical adjustments. The fastball's been a problem for Max early in the season. Slider, curveball change, not so much. He's had good feel for the off speed, but his fastball has been getting tattooed. Why? Because he's had location problems with it. We'll go over the mechanical mistakes that he had and the adjustments that he's made during the broadcast today, but you see the home runs. They're all on fastballs. The last one, watch where Wilson Ramos is set up, or maybe Jose Lobaton, I believe, and watch where the pitch is on the inside part of the plate. So Max going to work on his fastball command. We're going to keep an eye on it today. He's going up against a tough pitcher in Carlos Martinez, but I talked to him before the series. He loves it. He loves pitching at Busch Stadium. He loves the fact that he's home, and he loves the competition he's going to face today.
So given the fact that his team scores early and he can be good early, might make it a good day for the Nationals. On the other side, there's Carlos Martinez. As a reliever early in his big league career, he was so-so. Since they've made this kid a starter, he's been lights out.
Yeah, and he's under control now. He was a guy that used to be all elbows and kneecaps, fall off the mound, max effort guy, but he's under control now. He's got a lot of sink on his fastball. He's a more mature Carlos Martinez. He hasn't given up a run in the first inning yet this year. The third inning, however, he has an 11.25 ERA, so look for the Nats the second time around.
Yeah, and he has to face Daniel Murphy. Max Scherzer doesn't have to. Murphy, his 11th multi-hit game of the year. Yesterday, tied for first in all of baseball, hitting .370, on base .433. Murph doing it all, and he's had key RBIs in this series so far. Bank for the achiever in you. By Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by American Standard Heating and Air. It's their All-Star Sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. Well, it's been sunny this morning. Right now, cloudy. It'll be peeking in and out. Lots of rain in St. Louis over the weekend, but none of it has happened, knock on the table, during each of the first two games. So it'll be 67 at game time. Humidity 75%. Breeze is coming in right now from the right field side. And Carlos Martinez is warming up to pitch against the suddenly hot Nats. Jason Worth is the offensive star of this series. 3 for 6, a homer, 5 runs batted in, 4 of them yesterday when he hit the big home run early off Jaime Garcia, and that pretty much set the tone for the rest of the afternoon. Wilson Ramos back with the ball club. He's in the dugout. Pedro Severino on his way back to Syracuse. Here's the 24-year-old starter Martinez, who's 4-0.
Yeah, last start on the 26th at Arizona, he was an 8-2 winner, 8 shutout innings, gave up just 3 hits, a bunch of ground ball outs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 105 pitches, 63 of those for strikes. Fastball velocity down for Martinez to 94 on average, and that's by design. They're trying to get more sink on his fastball. And that's for his best friend, Oscar Taveras, the Cardinal that died. That's why he wears number 18. He puts his initials in the back of the mound. And he stays in touch with the family to this day, calls them all the time, makes sure they're okay.
Cool.
I think that's pretty cool.
Right on time at 1:15 here in St. Louis, and Dendecker scorches one on a hop to Colton Wong. Matt Dendecker in that leadoff spot today. First at bat of the series.
There's defense for the Cardinals today. Holiday, Grichuk, Piscotty the outfield. Diaz, Carpenter left side. Wong, Moss right side. And Yadier Molina behind the plate.
19th year in the big leagues for Doug Eddings. Laz Diaz at first. Ben May at second. And there's the crew chief, Jeff Nelson, over at third base. Anthony Rendon's had a good series. 3 hits, a walk. He has scored twice. Two for 2 with an RBI against Carlos Martinez. That's an off-speed pitch that floated up and in.
When you're hitting second and the leadoff man swings at the first pitch of the game, you feel it important to take pitches now. And maybe Anthony Rendon's game plan was to swing at the first pitch, but because of Matt Dendecker hacking, he has to be a little more patient.
Yeah, he kind of turns into the leadoff man now.
Yep.
It's a front door breaking ball that got the inside edge. Martinez career 22-12. Rendon can't reach it, down and away, 2 outs. Jason Worth not only records an RBI, but records 4 yesterday. The Nats unbeaten when he does that. So Max Scherzer trying to beat the final team on his ledger, his hometown Cardinals. And Carlos Martinez, last 8 starts, 5-0. He has been given a ton, 8 runs a game of run support so far. This ought to be a great matchup. Power pitcher. Bryce in this series 0 for 7. They've walked him twice. That's low in the zone for a strike. Cardinals defensively on the infield don't shift as much against Harper as some other ball clubs do. Big rip.
Easy 96 for Martinez. And you remember him as a younger pitcher. You know, he was falling off the mound, falling toward his dugout, very violent delivery. Now he's so much more smooth, under control, polished.
Mike Matheny, Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach for St. Louis. Now Bryce on 0-2 facing Martinez for the first time. He got a changeup on 0-2. Now with 2 strikes, they shift into pull mode on the St. Louis infield. The worst defensive team in baseball with 24 errors in 24 games. Harper, good take. By the way, the Mets are in the 4th inning at home against the Giants. They're trying to sweep. No score there. Syndergaard for New York today. They've won 8 in a row. Target away. Harper takes it right down the middle. 2 strikeouts by Martinez. The Nationals go quickly in the top of the 1st. In the 275 of St. Louis, they still lead the major league in runs. And Yadier Molina is having a pretty good all-around season. He hasn't hit a homer yet, but he's doing everything else. 14 for 37. Active long hitting streak. Yosmani Tomas, a couple of other guys have had 12, including Daniel Murphy. He's also hitting well with runners in scoring position. So here's Max, 0-2. 4 career starts against St. Louis.
Yeah, I usually tell you what a pitcher does on their last start, but we're forgetting about that. You're going to see Max on a mission today. He's figured out his fastball command issues. He's going to go right after these guys, and you'd think pitching in front of a lot of family and friends that he'll be on top of it today.
Oh, some Mizzou shirts, I get it. The yellow shirts with SEC. Max's alma mater. Columbia, about 120 miles west of here. In fact, the Nats will pass through Columbia tonight, going to, well, they'll fly over it, going to Kansas City.
Say, are we flying lower than I thought?
1-1. That's going to drop. Off-speed pitch, and Matt Carpenter is 3 for 10 in this series.
There's defense for the Nats today behind Max. Worth, Dendecker, Harper, the outfield. Espinosa, Rendon, your left side. Murphy, Robinson, your right side. And Jose Lobaton behind the plate.
Jose Lobaton still in there today, and maybe we'll see Wilson Ramos with the gear on in Kansas City handling Gio tomorrow. Although Lobaton usually handles Gio, right? So that'll be a call for Dusty Baker to make. Left side, Rendon. He'll get one out of it. And that kept St. Louis from having 2 on, nobody out with Matt Holliday coming up. Nice diving play by Anthony Rendon.
You know, batting practice was optional today, meaning that if you wanted to take it, you can. A lot of guys that play every day kind of just show up on Sunday, do their work in the cage, and don't hit on the field. But Rendon was the only guy out here besides Stephen Drew taking ground balls earlier today. I don't know if that's why he made the play, but a nice play by Anthony Rendon.
I talked to a bunch of guys in the St. Louis media this morning. They all thought that Anthony was wrongly given an error yesterday on that hot shot by Diaz. He's been given 2 throwing errors, or 2 errors this week, when he didn't do anything wrong. 1 at home, 1 here.
You're right.
Matt Holliday 3 for 8 with an RBI. And against Max Scherzer, 3 strikeouts, and we'll tell you about the rest later. and ahead 0-2.
I was talking to Max about his mechanics. It's kind of where he takes the ball out of his glove. He's trying to stay online more. And I said, do you ever just get so frustrated you want to go out there and throw 97 and just forget about mechanics? He said, FP, I can't. I have to sit 92, 94. If I tried to throw 97 every pitch, I would be done after a couple of innings. So he's worked out how he takes the ball out of the glove and his arm back, and he's trying to stay online more and really pitch through the target.
Shows in the fastball away, 1-2. Nationals looking for a ground ball. Holiday doesn't run that well anymore. Mainly a fly ball hitter. He's a contact guy, seldom strikes out for a power guy. Scherzer looking for number 108 in the win column today. 237th career start. 5th time against St. Louis. Holiday reaching right field line, long front for Harper, and Bryce got there. It's a foul ball, but what a great effort. Ball tailing and tailing away from him.
A great effort just off the end of his glove. Had a long way to go for it. Off the end of the bat, you see him tracking and just out of his reach. That's got to be scary, huh? With that part of the wall coming out at you down there in the corner. This will give you a better look. You can't take your eyes off the ball. You don't have time to on that one. That was all field by Bryce. He was just hoping that that wall wasn't approaching.
Two.
Boy, he's really got Holiday leaning out there right now. Come back inside, you might have a chance.
Another 2-2. Short lead by Piscotty at first. That's a breaking ball. A run for Daniel Murphy. Makes the call, catches the foul ball, 2 outs.
I don't think Bryce Harper saw this ball. That, or he dinged himself up on the dive because he didn't come after it at all.
Yeah, the sky can't really decide what to do here, whether it's sunny or cloudy. So the shift is on for Brandon Moss, the first baseman. This is the one Cardinal who has faced Scherzer the most. 17 career official at-bats. 19 plate appearances. And he's walked a couple of times, 4 for 17 against Max, with 2 homers, 4 RBIs, 8 strikeouts. And Holiday, by the way, now 0 for 6 career against Scherzer.
Oh, you didn't want to jinx it?
Nope. I usually wait till it's like double figures, but
do you usually wait till the 3rd inning to start jinxing things?
When you're looking for a sweep, you just a little more attention to detail. 1-0, and that's to the outside edge. It's about the 5th time in this series the Nats have pitched Moss right off his front hip. Moss to right. Didn't sound like he got it. And Bryce is waiting for it in the corner. So the leadoff guy gets on. Max takes care of business. So we have our Honda do-ups for you. Top of the second for the Nationals. After Daniel Murphy, Jason Worth, who's been doing it all, road and home, and then again on the road lately, with the glove, with the bat, driving in runs. Murphy, Worth, and Robinson.
The arms that they've seen the last couple of days here. It started with Steven Strasburg on Friday. The bullpen, people can't believe the Nats have two lefties that throw 95, 97. Then yesterday, Joe Ross doing his thing on the mound. So in a city that knows its baseball, all the talk has been about Nats pitching the first two games of this series.
Yeah, as well it should be. Jeep with numbers for us. Double trouble for the Cards. Strasburg goes to 4-0. Joe goes to 3-0. ERAs are fantastic. Strasburg 5/1, the strikeouts to walks, and the league hitting under 200 against the 22-year-old. Makes for a nice Sunday.
Yeah, armed and dangerous.
Daniel Murphy in the series, 3 for 8, couple of RBIs. Gathered his 11th multi-hit game yesterday. Ties him with Gene Segura and Starling Marte for the league lead, and he's done that 6 of his last 12 games. Reaching out and getting pretty good wood on it, but way foul. 0-2. So the young St. Louis shortstop continues to lead the league, only guy over 400. That'll come down. Martin Prado's about a 280 career hitter. Breaking ball, and Murphy couldn't quite wait long enough. Tattooed that ball.
Yeah, it's bat day here, souvenir bat day.
That's right.
One of these fans should stand up and try to hit the foul ball back.
Oh boy. I think that'll get you to the parking lot really quick.
Take a full hack with your souvenir bat.
0-2. They've been pounding Murphy inside in this series.
She's got hers. And then how about the guy on deck yesterday giving his bat away to some little girls in the front row?
I heard about that. Very cool.
Made a bunch of fans here in St. Louis.
Maybe they were from Springfield, Illinois, his hometown.
Dan did a great job on the walk-off interview with Jason yesterday. He was talking about how he was talking to those little girls on deck. He hit a home run his first time. He talked to him a second time, got a base hit. Third time, they didn't talk to him. He's like, hey. And he didn't get a hit. So after the game, he went over and gave him a bat. Made some new friends. They took a picture on Instagram of the bat that Jason Worth, and now he has tons of fans here in St. Louis. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Springfield, Illinois, about 100 miles north of here. His folks still live up in that area. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's where they were sitting. That was their view yesterday. They were right down there.
Murphy works it to 3-2. Daniel has walked 8 times, struck out 11. So all the contact things we heard about him have developed to be as expected. 7 doubles, 2 triples on the year, 2 home runs. This guy's a strikeout pitcher. He's been battling. And that is a breaking ball that comes back into the top of the zone.
Well, how about Jason Worth recently? He's been heating up. There was some hacks late in the homestand where you saw flashes of his swing coming around and playing a good left field, as good as he's played right field. So making the adjustment, moving the other way, and then yesterday the big home run. And if you missed it in the open, the Nats are 33-7 since 2013 when Jason Worth hits a home run. That's the best record of any player hitting a home run in baseball.
Worth is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts career against Martinez.
It's a big boy list too. Alex Gordon, Josh Donaldson, Torrey Hunter.
And Worth flares this one out to left center. And they're in plenty of time. Randall Grichuk for the second out. 5 in a row for Martinez to start the game. Next up, Clint Robinson.
Bud and Burger Packs presented by Budweiser on sale right now. Get a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday game ticket plus a beer and a burger starting at just $35. Some restrictions apply. Visit nationals.com/Bud and Burger.
He's throwing everything for strikes. That was a changeup to Robinson. Got Murphy on the curveball. Harper on a heater. Rendon on a fastball. Hasn't missed to a first pitch yet. And then off speed. So Martinez, 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, 6 in a row to start the game.
He touched on it earlier. Max Scherzer been dealing with a little bit of a mechanical problem that's causing his fastball command to suffer. Max said after his last start that it doesn't involve his secondary pitches. Those pitches have still felt great for him early on. It's just that that mechanical issue does affect his fastball command. And he said, even if I'm a little off with that fastball, at this level, just being a little bit off can mean the difference between dominance and being average. You miss your fastball location by 8 inches. Hitters at this level will make you pay. Max has put in the work over these last handful of days to try and iron out those mechanical problems. Feels that fastball command should be better today.
That's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. When you're looking at buying a vehicle, keep this in mind. Over 2 million sold and counting. 2 million at Coons.
Our fastball command has been better. It's early, but he's been hitting the spots like that. I tell you what, he's up against a buzzsaw today. Carlos Martinez is as good as I've ever seen him so far. Wow.
Yadier Molina 2 for 4. Only game he played in the series yesterday. Oh. Max painting the outside edge.
Like he looks like, I'm hoping I get to say my little line today good.
Fastball up, struck him out. Scherzer, 4 in a row since the Carpenter single.
96. A little cut to it at the very end. Watch this ball kind of move away from Yadier Molina at 96 miles an hour. Boy, we got 2 good ones locking horns here today. If you like pitching, you tuned into the right game.
There's Randall Grichuk. Oh for 5 in the series. Facing Max for the first time, who gets 94 right in there. And it's a good zone for pitchers today. Doug Eddings giving that outside edge.
Oh, fastball command that Dan just talked about. First 2 pitches. Jose Lobaton hasn't moved his glove.
And he goes slider, low and away, 1-2. Giants have picked up 3 in the 5th. 3-0 at New York. Mets have won 8 in a row. The Phillies 5 and the Marlins 7.
Phillies are 4 games over 500 for the first time since 2011.
They are scrapping away in the East. Front door breaking ball. See ya. 2 Ks in a row here in the 2nd inning. And Randall Grichuk is now 0 for his last 17.
Boy, you can tell he's on a mission, isn't he? He's walking around doing that stock thing here in the 2nd inning. A little slider to Grichuk gets him his 9.77 strikeouts per 9 are best amongst active pitchers with at least 1,400 innings. So a couple of guys missing some bats today here in St. Louis.
Colton Wong 1 for 2 with a walk this weekend.
That first fastball that Max Scherzer threw away to a lefty is the one that he's been kind of holding on to too long and yanking. It's coming back across the plate, and the home run damage has been on fastballs away that were supposed to be away to lefties that he's pulled across to the other side of the plate. But he's putting it wherever Jose Lobaton wants it right now.
Jose wanted that 0-2 upstairs. Wong 2 for 6 career against Max. Off speed, popped up. Rendon, it's a blazing sun at Busch Stadium now. Scherzer, 2/3 strikes so far. Absence. Great to see Wilson back in the dugout, soon back in the lineup and behind the plate. And it was a nice message on Twitter he sent out to all of the fans who had expressed condolences, prayers, and thoughts for his family. He was very appreciative of that.
Wait. You were on Twitter?
No, I saw it online.
Okay. I mean, it was a nice tweet by Wilson, but you buckled me like a 3-2 changeup right there for a second. I thought you were on Twitter.
I know. I was waiting for the reaction.
Fans at home are going crazy right now. They thought for 4 seconds that Bob Carpenter was on Twitter.
Yeah, I forgot again this
Maybe
year.
you are. And we just don't know it.
Possible. I'm not that fake BC guy who's out there.
See, the fact that you even know that.
Yeah. Well, I've been told a lot of the ignorant things he said by different people.
Wait a minute.
I think it's he. Espinosa, Lobatone, Scherzer, top of the third. Danny, big blow Friday night, the homer, 2 for 7 in the series. A couple of RBIs on that swing to the right field bullpen, and he's been hit by a pitch. First 2 innings for Carlos Martinez, 23 pitches, 17 strikes. Max is at 27-18. Espinosa dragging the bunt, but he hit it too hard. Brandon Moss takes care of that.
May 28th, you can celebrate DC's international community with Taste of the World. With a special ticket, enjoy a pregame culinary experience. You get those salt and pepper shakers there on your screen too. Visit nationals.com/special ticket events to buy today. What's he eating?
I don't know, but he's in the first row, man.
He is.
Sister and
nachos
dad.
crushing like he's going to the electric chair. I love it.
I don't know if nachos are somebody's last meal in St. Louis, then it's not the place I knew.
This is the nacho capital of the world.
They're everywhere.
What do you want for breakfast? Nachos? How about lunch? How about nachos?
Look at that.
This is the media dining. What's it today? Nachos?
I have noticed that toasted ravioli has made its way to other parts of the country.
That is a severe gut bomb.
That pretty much invented here in St. Louis. 1-1. Oh, on an off-speed pitch, Lobatone had a good whack at it. Or does it just look off-speed because he's so free and easy?
You're right. That's a good point. He's so effortless right now. That was 94. A lot like Joe Ross yesterday.
Now on 1-2, Diaz sprinted over to shortstop from the other side of the bag, and Lobatone pulls it to Brandon Moss.
Yeah, both pitchers have no-hit stuff here today. There's no doubt about it. Maybe our Miller moment will be nachos. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller time later in today's game. That's brought to you by Miller Lite.
Max Scherzer, 2 for 11, couple of RBIs this year. A sacrifice bunt. All first pitch strikes.
Seems like every pitch he's thrown's been a strike.
Breaking ball, Scherzer up the middle. He sped up the pitcher's bat with an 0-2 breaking pitch. Max's third of the year.
Whew. I was wondering if I was going to get to say it today. You figure they'll figure him out second time around. At least that's what you're hoping. But you see Martinez tried to do the skate save thing, and there goes the no-hitter. Max Scherzer breaking it up. Matt Dendecker with the best at-bat besides Max so far today. Hit that ball right on the nose first time up.
Yeah, one hopper to Colton Wong at second base on the first pitch of the game. I'm sure Martinez remembers that. He's off the stretch for the first time. tails the fastball. 96. Well, thanks to Max, he'll have to throw a few more pitches here. This one right to Colton Wong again. Nats get their first base hit. They strand their first runner of the day. No score. Not signed, went on to the University of Missouri. He was the first Missouri player ever drafted by a major league ball club, and after passing on Cardinal baseball, he went to be a Tiger in Missouri. The rest is history. And before he knew it, he was in lacrosse in the Northwoods League as a closer to start his professional career. So how about that pitch sequence we saw him leading off last inning to Yadier Molina, resulting in the swinging strikeout?
Well, it's just a good example of his fastball command here early. He went first pitch slider, but watch this fastball right here. Hit Lobaton right in the glove. Good frame by Jose. Then another fastball away to Yadi. Perfect. And then expands a little bit further out with another heater. So we talked about how he worked on it, how the fastball command would not be an issue here today, that he figured it out. And he's been nice.
So Nissan tracking that sequence on the Molina at bat. Aledmys Diaz, the young shortstop, hitting .423. And Carlos Martinez, who can swing it. And then Matt Carpenter here, bottom of the third. On the outside edge to Diaz, who's 1 for 6 in this series.
The best command I've seen Max Scherzer have as a National was in Milwaukee last year when he struck out 16. It wasn't in either one of his no-hitters, although the second one in New York was extremely impressive. But if you remember that night, his fastball was just jumping out of his hand. He was blowing Mets away, and it wasn't about placement, it was about velocity.
Right.
But in Milwaukee, that fastball away to right-handers all day long was perfect, and then he was expanding off of that with his slider. It was 2 pitches, fastball away, slider away, all day long to the Brewers.
1-2 here. 96. Seemingly effortless, and strikeout number 3. Mercedes-Benz will track a heater.
Yeah, first 2 heaters away. This one more down the middle, but at 96, it beats Diaz.
Martinez this year 3 for 11, 3 RBIs, and he's a 173 career hitter. Chopper right side, Murphy on the charge. Pitcher can run. They got him by a step. 2 down. Inside the numbers. Yeah, they're seeing a little red here in St. Louis, but not the way they like it. Last 2 games, the Nats have held them under 270. 2.5 runs a game. The only homer came here opposite field by Matt Adams Friday night, and the on-base percentage low thanks to Nats pitching. Brought to you by Jeep.
The Cardinals have dropped to 3rd in average, below Colorado and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pirates at 293, Rockies 277. Cardinals started today 275. When the Nats came to town, they were hitting just a click higher than that. Matt Carpenter, their only hit. Didn't hit it hard, but a clean single to right first time up. Fastball up in the zone, evens the count.
I don't think Carpenter liked that one.
Yeah, I know he doesn't. And the phrase "better be swinging, boys" just ran through my head watching these 2 guys pitch. Don't let them get you to 2 strikes. He's been calling the low one. That's why Carpenter was upset about strike 1. Doug Eddings, 19-year veteran, has the plate on getaway day. And he's 2 for 2. So he's flared 1 to right and 1 to left center. Stephen Piscotty is next.
A nice swing, threw it out there. I'll tell you what I like most is how he turned at first, how hard he went. He was thinking double right out of the gate. He knew he didn't hit it hard, but watch the hustle by Matt Carpenter. He was about a 1/3 around the bag, thinking about 2. Matt Dendecker gets it in quick, but I'd love to see guys run the bases like that.
Yeah, 2 outs, looking for that extra bag if the center fielder makes any kind of mistake. Piscotty robbed of a hit by Rendon first time. No swing, says Laz Diaz. Home plate umpire called a swing on that one.
Somebody in the Cardinals dugout didn't like it. Laz Diaz is having a talk with whoever. Maybe Mike Matheny.
Yeah, that was Doug Eddings who made the quick call.
So let's go, Laz. You can see Mike Matheny still talking to Laz.
What's he supposed to do if the home plate umpire called it a strike? 1-1. There's the hold by Scherzer. Carpenter was headed back to the first base bag, maybe thinking time was about to be called. Piscotty stayed in there, ball 2.
Close.
Matt Carpenter has not attempted a steal this year. Two and one. Ball sitting up, and Piscotty had a pretty good rip at it. National staff started today 2.36 staff ERA, #1 in all of baseball. Starters have been spectacular in this series. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 4 Ks on the day for Scherzer. 4 for Martinez. Middle innings coming up, and hitters getting blown away in the Midwest.
The Nationals finish up April with a 16-7 record, best start in Nationals history, matches the best start in franchise history dating back to Expos days. Here's your PNC inside the numbers. Nationals getting off to strong starts each of the last 2 years that they've made the postseason as well. Jason Wirth saying yesterday, you can't win anything in April, but you can lose it. It's nice to start strong. It's more important to finish strong. But it is worth noting that both of the last 2 times the Nationals have started strong in April, posting above 500 records, they have finished strong as well, winning the division and making the postseason.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Trending well. And a breaking ball is upstairs to start the top of the 4th inning to Anthony Rendon. Martinez, 35 pitches, 27 strikes, his first 3. Anthony Rendon had a big rip at that one.
So I was looking at his numbers before the game. 11.25 ERA this year in the 3rd inning. 353 average against. Didn't happen this 3rd, but you never know. Maybe it's the 2nd time around, I'm thinking.
You can only hope. Rendon due for a long ball sometime soon. That one rolls out to Aledmys Diaz for the first out, top of the 4th. Harper and Murphy the next 2.
Oh, Bryce Harper bobblehead day. This is going to have lines all the way down South Capitol. First 25,000 fans on May 1st. You get one of those. You can take home a piece of history. For tickets, visit nationals.com.
Well, they pitched him well in this series. Bryce is 0 for 8, 2 walks. He squared up a couple of foul balls. Not a whole lot in his wheelhouse. 1-0 pitch. Despite not a lot of numbers this week, Bryce still 3rd in home runs. Still tied for 1st in RBIs with Anthony Rizzo. Cubs rained out yesterday. Trying to serve one the other way. So let's go back the equivalent of a full season with 124 runs and 47 home runs. Back to April 22nd of last year to get 162. And a 1-2 pitch. Harper taps it, hits his foot, stays alive.
Trying to tell himself stay through the baseball, pulling off a little bit. A lot like Max Scherzer's fastball, just a little bit. Can affect you as a hitter if you're pulling off and not staying through the baseball. Why he's been so good early, he's staying through the ball, creating tons of backspin.
Breaking ball again from the outside. Bryce didn't like it. Finally turns his head and walks away. Strikeout number 5.
So backdoor slider, did it come back? Pretty close. Pitch track has it outside.
Here's Murphy. He was called out on strikes first time.
Boy, runs are tough to come by today with these two guys.
Yeah.
Getting to second base is a rally off these two guys, the way they're pitching.
Rather be going for a sweep than trying to avert one with this kind of pitching. So the pressure's on the Cardinals here to win one.
I mean, if you're Yadier Molina right now, it's like Steven Strasburg the other night with Jose. Put down whatever sign is working. Doesn't even matter. No thought process. Just the first thing that pops into your head. Put it down because he's throwing it for a strike.
1-2 to Murph, who's hit 2 home runs on the year.
And not just a strike, he's putting it on whatever side of the plate. His changeup the other night was amazing.
Murphy high in the air to left, and over toward the gap goes Matt Holliday. And the Nationals through 4 innings still have 1 hit, and that's by Max Scherzer. Ball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive, unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com today.
Stan Musial, Scott Rowland, they're all here.
So is Max Scherzer, 42 pitches, 29 strikes through his 3 innings of work. Those are all the World Championship flags, 11 of them here now. Most recently 2011. Albert Pujols last year here. So here's Max against Holiday, Moss, and Molina. Holiday fouled out to a running Daniel Murphy first time up. Sun comes out very brightly here, bottom of the fourth.
Rank the ballparks on this trip.
Yeah. Well, you know, Wrigley, I love what they've done with Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
The green scoreboards, it's impressive. Can't wait till they renovate the press box, but the fans don't care about us. But they've done a wonderful job there. Kansas City goes back to the early 70s. It's one of the older ballparks, but they've renovated it totally.
Yeah, it's a sleeper ballpark.
And then this one opened since '06. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ball jumping out of Max's hand today. He's going fastball for fastball with Carlos Martinez.
And he goes hook. When they were building this stadium, they thought about putting green seats in the whole thing. And they had the audacity to ask some of the broadcasters what they thought. To a man, we said red. So the box seats are green here. All the other seats are red. 2-2. That is just low with a breaking ball. And based on previous calls, Max took a long look.
Well, nobody can make the low strike look better than Jose Lobaton. That was a little bit down, but
Yeah.
you see the presentation by the Nats catcher. As good as anybody in baseball. As good as the guy in the other dugout.
Threw him a strike on 3-2 and Holiday. That's shallow center. Dendecker read it, then had to run in and grab it. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. It's all brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. So we have some minor league insights on Lucas Giolito now, who's nearly 16 innings into his AA experience with the Senators. Strikeout to walk ratio, not that great. ERA, just fine. Keeping the ball in the yard.
Yeah, when the weather heats up, he's going to heat up. I mean,
Yeah.
those are still good numbers, but the walk's higher than he'd like him. But as soon as it gets warm, he'll dominate. No doubt.
Brandon Moss, fly ball to Harper first time. One ball, one strike. That's a great changeup. Inside edge to Brandon Moss.
If he starts throwing that for a strike, too, good luck. I'll tell you what, today is a great day to be retired.
As a hitter?
Yeah.
Two with 1 out. Throws that heartbreaking ball, thinking Moss might bite. 4-0 Giants now at New York, 6th inning. 3-2 pitch, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Molina next. And he got him on a foul tip. Strikeout number 5 for Max Scherzer.
Yeah, all about the fastball command. He's throwing it for a strike when he wants to. He's throwing it for a ball when he wants to. And a guy that's been fighting that all season figured it out. He was excited when I talked to him the other day in D.C. about the adjustments he's made between starts, and we are lucky enough to be able to watch it right now.
Struck out Yadier Molina on a high fastball first time. Front door slider for a strike.
It's right when he drops his arm down. So when he comes out of his glove, I'll try to show you when. It's hard to see, or it's hard to see in slow motion, but it's right when he straightens his arm out, right there is where he made the adjustment on kind of keeping the back of his hand toward home plate with the ball in it at the lowest point. He said that keeps him on line, that keeps him right on point to his target, and it was something little that he and Mike Maddox found. Right there. Oh!
So Molina's seen a bunch of off-speed stuff here. Gets another slider. One hopper really well hit. Danny Espinosa right there, and Max Scherzer doing his thing in big fashion today.
Well, not a lot of hitting to break down. You thought it might be like that when you looked at the schedule. Carlos Martinez, Max Scherzer, two fireballers with great secondary pitches. Max's fastball has been the story here and the command of it. And Carlos Martinez, he just throwing whatever he wants for a strike in any count. And that makes it tough on a hitter when your fastball is 97 miles an hour. You don't know what to look for.
Martinez, 49 pitches, 37 strikes. Worth, Robinson, Espinosa, top of the fifth. Well, the Nats pitchers have kept St. Louis from scoring most of the series. They've only had runs in 3 innings of 22 in the series so far. So the Nats trying to break out on top and put even more pressure on the home team. Washington has done something here they'd never done before, and that's win 3 in a row in this ballpark going back to last season. 1-1 to Jason.
I mean, not a lot of good memories, to be honest with you, in this ballpark, except for the playoff win. Was it game 1? Can't remember. 2012. I think it was game 1 when Tyler Moore blooped that one.
It was the first game of the series.
That's the only good recollection I have of this ballpark with the Nats.
Yeah, and that was an odd scenario because that was the year the Nats were division winners, but they played the first 2 games, remember, on the road, and then came home for 3. So Tyler Moore's little flare out to right field got the Nats in position. Their other win, the home run by this guy.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Worth high in the air right side, hoping it gets out of play, and it will.
You know, getting back to Dan's interview with Jason yesterday, he's always a great interview, especially the chemistry he and Dan have together. But I thought he was as frank as I've ever heard him before, talking about how he was with his family on this trip, and they were talking about he doesn't want his career to end. He just offered that to Dan yesterday. And, you know, Jason Worth is a guy that's been guarded. He doesn't usually let you into stuff like that. And I thought of all the stuff I've heard him say in interviews over the years, that was, you know, really forthright. I mean, it was good stuff.
Worth hits one out deep to left center. Holiday there. Jason didn't get it, and it's about 5 or 6 feet short of the track for the first out, top of the 5th.
They're still there and they're still stuck. Yoga in the Outfield returns in 2016 following the Nationals-Marlins game on Sunday, May 15th. Yoga in the Outfield is going to be the best one ever. To purchase your special tickets, visit nationals.com/yoga.
Clint Robinson struck out swinging first time. Boy, Clint needs a hit as much as anybody on this ball club. 1 for 20 to start the season. Tough guy to do it against. Hey, you're playing Sunday against Carlos Martinez.
Oh, he likes it. But 1 for 20 stinks because when you're a bench guy, you don't get the everyday opportunity to turn around a 1 for 20.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be 5 for 24 the next day. But he does get the start today, and it's 0-2, and he'll be back in some familiar stomping grounds, even though he wasn't with the Royals that much. He was in the organization for a long time, but not at the big league level. And the 0-2. Check swing. Off speed got him. Strikeout number 6 by Carlos Martinez. So 3 of the next 5 at the home of the world champions. Tomorrow night, Gio and Edinson Volquez, a former Nats spring training visitor, Chris Young, against Tanner Roark on Tuesday. And then there's a matinee on Wednesday afternoon. And that will be Steven Strasburg against former Brave Chris Medlin. So the Nats will see 3 right-handed pitchers in Kansas City, and they get Gio tomorrow. As always, Nats Extra, half hour before we come on. So that'll be 7:30 Monday, Tuesday.
I was told to go to Jack Stack and Oklahoma Joe's last night, so for some good barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Always. Yeah, our crew confirms, and they know where the food is at the best price.
Burnt ends and cheesy corn, and I'll just be glad to have anything else but nachos.
So you had no toasted ravioli in St. Louis?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
They eat 2 things here. That's it. And then
well, there's a little pizza.
wash it down with Budweiser.
Look out, guys. Danny pounds one off the padding in front of the Nats dugout. Count 1-2, Espinoza. Hard bunt, a little too hard down to Brandon Moss at first time up. I know that's his favorite bunt. But when he bats left-handed, if he could get one anywhere near the third baseline, it's an automatic hit. 2 strikes here, no bunt, of course. And a chopper, foul.
He's a human bruise. You should see underneath his tricep pad there on his right arm where he's been hit a few times. It's all black and blue. And then yesterday he took one off the knee. You'd think that would protect him, but his tricep is black and blue.
One and two now. Off speed. Chopper. Martinez stretching to get it. And if he doesn't get that, it's a base hit. Pitching well, fielding well, and the pitchers feeling extremely well today. Smile back guarantee. I'd smile too if I was 4-0 with a low ERA. Well done, Steven. Welcome back, Wilson. No small print, just big smiles at Hair Cuttery.
Notice how they didn't show any hitters in that.
Cardinal cap, Nationals jersey. It's all right.
All right.
Sunday scowls from the hitters, brought to you by.
Yeah.
Here's Max Scherzer. He's got a few hitters scowling. 58 pitches, 38 strikes, 2 singles given up through 4. And a slider that Randall Grichuk jacks out of here, but hooks foul well short of the pole.
Blues score?
And the Blues must have just scored against Dallas because we heard the famous steamboat here. 1-0 Dallas, game 2. They were beaten Friday. Oh, 1-1. Sorry, Dallas had already scored, we're told. And this one popped up over by the dugout. Lobaton and Robinson sort of feeling their way, but no chance. Inside the numbers since the start of the 2011 season, when the Nats already had Steven Strasburg, Bryce was still over the horizon. These two teams have won more games than anybody in baseball. Brought to you by Jeep. Busted bat on a slider.
I thought he broke it on the foul ball. The one down the line. It had a weird sound. He didn't check his bat.
Cardinals are banking their hopes this year on some young players who don't have long track records, like Grichuk, Piscotty. Mercedes-Benz, you saw the tracking of this at bat.
Well,
and they've got a very young shortstop with Peralta hurt.
Mike Matheny put Grichuk in the 3 spot early in the season, and I mean, that's a whole different animal as a young player. When you're hitting third, you're getting everybody's best bolts. You're one of the main discussions in the pre-series meetings, and now he's trying to take some pressure off him by hitting him 6th.
1 ball, 2 strikes, target away. Max missing way out to the glove side, 2-2. You know, but now you're asking guys who have had a little time in the big leagues to play pretty much every day. Some veterans, Adams and Moss, can share time at first base. Brandon can play right field. But maybe Piscotty and Grichuk might be the keys for them, because you know what the other guys can do. And that's no swing, says Laz Diaz. Count goes to 3-2 on Grichuk.
I know it's April, but Pittsburgh and Chicago are the 2 elite teams in this division from what I've seen the last 2 days. It's not even close.
Agreed. 3-2. Cubs are 17-5. They've won 4 straight. Nine pitch at bat with some lumber sacrificed.
Oh, it's May though, so scratch that.
Struck him out. Max Scherzer goes mid-90s. Strikeout number 6 on 96.
I mean, he's challenging the Cardinals with fastballs today. I mean, usually there's an elite secondary pitch that he's featuring, but, you know, it's been about the fastball today for Max Scherzer. I'm trying to think of what his best secondary pitch has been today, and I just feel like the story has been the fastball. I mean, he's dropping the curveball in there at times. Their slider has been good. The changeup, we've seen a couple good ones, but it's not really popping out, right? The one thing you're thinking of right now with this start is his heater.
And a ball hit well to left. A one hopper to Jason Worth. We might hear that horn again. They're acting like St. Louis just scored another goal.
Who cares?
So it's 1 on 1 out. Aledmys Diaz the hitter. Kind of fun time of the year when hockey and baseball are both going on together. That's a fastball up in the zone to the outside edge. That was the third St. Louis hit. Carpenter in the first and the third, and now Wong here in the fifth. Runner goes. And a drive to right. Bryce Harper moving into the corner and getting under it. Fair ball when he catches it. 2 outs.
It just goes to show you what Mike Matheny's thinking. Even though his pitcher's on deck, he's trying to create something here today. And I think that might be the recipe for both ball clubs. When you have 2 pitchers on top of their game, it's going to be who does the little things better today. The ball in the dirt, taking 90 feet, a hit and run, you know, a stolen base, a bunt. You know, this is going to be a small ball game. You're thinking, I mean, somebody might run into one, but both pitchers here have been crazy dominant so far.
Here's Martinez, ground ball to the right side. It's a heartbreaking ball in the dirt. Martinez just 24. (14-7) last year. Max has him 0-2. And he got him with the hard slider there. Scherzer, 7 strikeouts, pitching in his hometown, dazzling the Cardinals. It's quite a pitching duel. And don't forget about MLB.TV Premium. If you hear there's a pitching duel going on around baseball, you can find it right away. Every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Plus, you get a free subscription to At Bat Premium. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. So to the top of the 6th inning, Carlos Martinez has thrown 15 balls out of the strike zone out of 63. Lobaton, Scherzer, and Dendecker.
It's a big at-bat for the Nats right here. If Jose Lobato could get on, Max Scherzer bunts him over. Be the first runner at second base for both clubs, right?
Correct.
Cardinals had anybody at second?
Carpenter forced it second on that great play by Rendon, first inning, so nobody has made it.
This would be like a half a run today if you get to second.
The Nationals box score, Max Scherzer, 3rd inning. That was with 2 outs. Clean single right up the middle. Lobaton working it to 2-2. Lobaton to left. Can it get down? It will.
It's big.
In front of Matt Holliday. So the 2 hits from the very bottom of the batting order. More on pitchers with bats from Dan.
Bob, after that Max Scherzer single in the 3rd inning, the members of the National starting rotation as a whole are now batting .208 this year, 2 doubles, 3 RBI, 4 walks on the season, led by Joe Ross, but a lot of the guys contributing with the bats. The number 9 spot in the Nationals order, by no means a guaranteed out, and Mike Maddox loves it. After every productive at-bat by one of his pitchers, he walks up and down the dugout getting fist pounds from all the position players.
Well, a productive at-bat right here would be a sacrifice bunt. It'd be huge.
Productive. Was there a tag? I thought I heard him say no tag, and then they got the force at first.
Well, I don't know if Brandon Moss should have fielded that. That was rolling foul. And in a 0-0 game in the top of the 6th, Max Scherzer and the Nats will take it. And the reason I say that is when you sacrifice bunt, you foul the first one off, it puts pressure on you to get the second one down.
Sure.
So watch this ball starting to roll foul, and Brandon Moss picks it up. I don't know why he threw it to first. But Laz Diaz said he got him on the tag. So here we go.
And by the way, not counting sacrifices, but for the Nats staff, that was their 6th. The pitchers have 10 hits this year. So here's Dendecker. Washington 2 shots to take the lead here. Matt and Anthony Rendon. Dendecker's pulled it twice to second. One really hard, a one-hopper, the other one on the ground. Up the middle, base hit. Scoring easily will be Lobaton. Matt Dendecker delivers his 4th RBI of the year. The Nats, looking for a sweep, are on top.
Well, you felt it would be small ball today, right? Jose Lobaton with a great at-bat. He flips one in the left. Max Scherzer, who had a hit already, helps himself out with a sacrifice bunt. And then Matt Dendecker, who hit the ball hard his first time up, gets a base hit up the middle. Little things in pitchers' duels win games, folks.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, well predicted, or at least forecast by you. So still only 1 out. Rendon and Harper now.
Nothing to wait around for. Martinez has shown that he's going to throw a strike. You're not going to work a count, and if you do work a count, you're not guaranteed a fastball. And Matt Dendecker, good effort by Colton Wong, puts his ball club up 1-0.
Yeah, Wong was trying to keep Lobaton at third. Martinez fires one over there. Matt Dendecker is 1 for 1 stealing bags. One of the best in the game behind the plate. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning against St. Louis when maybe the pitcher will give up a couple of hits. And you got Harper on deck. Keep that in mind as well. The fact that Bryce Harper is 0 for 9 in the series means to me that he's that much closer to his next extra base hit. So you don't want him leading off in the 7th. Rendon in the series 3 for 10. No lobs to first base from this guy. Breaking ball to the outside edge. Martinez 1 hit through 5. Then 2 out of 3 hitters with singles here. .96 off the stretch. Up a bit, tough to hit. Rendon can't reach 97. Strikeout number 7. It's up to Bryce. Every time the Nats hit a home run this year, and Bryce has gone deep 9 times, it's $250 to the Children's National Health System. It's all for a wonderful cause. The pursuit of perfection. We call it Lexus Home Runs for Children.
You know, when we were talking about memories of this ballpark, I left one out.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, Michael Morse's
the Phantom Grand Slam.
The Phantom Grand Slam. I forgot about that. You had to say "see you later." He had no bat in his hand.
I know. And even Yadier Molina was laughing about
Everybody laughing. And he ran the bases backwards to come back to home and redo it.
That was the longest Michael Morse at bat I ever saw.
That was great.
.01 to Bryce. On a Sunday afternoon, 8-9 years ago, Ryan Langerhans hit a grand slam into the batter's eye grass over the 400 mark here to get the Nats a big win at the end of the series. Now the shortstop and third baseman switch. Matt Carpenter goes up the middle. Diaz stays home at short with 0-2 on Bryce Harper. St. Louis has Bryce Harper 0 for 10 at Busch Stadium this weekend. Big hits by Lobaton Dendecker. The Nats lead.
Trivia scramble you've been waiting for it all game. Which current Nats player hit 7 home runs during the 2015 season with his former team? Text the answer to 29292 for your chance to win a Nats prize pack from Masson, brought to you by the PNC Nationals deck card. Log on to pnc./Nationals card to learn more about these amazing Nats benefits. That's pnc.com/Nationals.
I'd like to be in the meeting when they decide which letter goes where. Bottom of the 6th, Carpenter, Piscotty, Holiday. Key inning for Max Scherzer. 75 pitches, 52 strikes. Throwing a pitch with a lead for the first time today. St. Louis box, individual hits in the first leading off, and in the third with 2 outs by Matt Carpenter, the other one by Colton Wong. 2 of the 3 hits opposite field. Breaking ball, the curve, a beauty at 79.
Well, both hits for Carpenter have been on fastballs today, so now Max Scherzer going to the off speed.
Carpenter 5 for 9 career against him. We'll show him the fastball inside. That one cutting in a little bit. Was that the slider?
Yes.
Some cutting action to it.
Cutter, slider. Nasty cutter.
Next year, a sled company will have nasty slider. And a 1-2.
Or you could have a sign with mini hamburgers behind home plate that says nasty slider.
It would be good. Got him. 86 diving on Matt Carpenter. And for Max Scherzer, number 8.
I don't know what sign you put up for nasty change, but that was it right there by Max Scherzer. Watch this one. 86 miles an hour, just hangs her right at the end. Look at this. The downward movement away from Carpenter. Maybe some nickels and quarters and dimes for the nasty change.
Cool. Stephen Piscotty, fielder's choice ground ball, robbed of a hit by Rendon, and a swinging strikeout, number 4. That ended the 3rd inning, and that's a little bit outside.
where he's just putting the fastball wherever he wants it. Shaving off corners with it, moving it around. At 96.
Yeah, then front door with 95 running in on him.
Just the run on this fastball. He's leaning out over the plate too.
One ball, two strikes. Off speed, foul. This one popped up over by the barrier. It'll be close. Rendon has room. Anthony has it. 2 outs. Now a Scherzer Holiday matchup in a 1-0 game. 6th inning.
'86 pitches right now for Max.
59 strikes.
Seems like he's thrown more than 56% fastball, but he has gone to the off speed a little more third time around.
Holiday up there hacking. Well, Mike Maddox has had one step up on those dugout steps and watching some kind of starting pitching this weekend.
But you just talk about Max joining the party and what Gio's done, what Strasburg's done, what Joe Ross has done, what Tanner Roark has done. And this has turned it into some kind of starting rotation. And it's always had the potential. But it seems like after a month, who's better?
Matt Holliday just had to step out because they blew the horn for a goal here. Kind of an awkward moment. You're down 1-0 and your number 3 hitter's in the box. Had to get out of there, and then Scherzer blew one by him, and now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider really hit hard into left. St. Louis 4th hit of the day. That'll get Brandon Moss up here in the 6th.
Kind of backed up on Max a little bit. He wanted that down in the way, maybe bounced on the other side of the plate, backed up right down the middle, and Holiday took advantage.
Brandon Moss 0 for 2 today, 4 for 19 career against Max Scherzer. It's mid-90s, in on the hands for the foul ball. Max looking for that shutdown inning after his teammates got him a run with his help.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm in the Cardinals dugout right now, I'd be a little upset that there's more concern about a hockey game than the one that's going on here.
Target away. Big shift on Murphy in right field. Short right field. Brandon Moss has seen a lot of pitches inside, and guess he knows how to take them now.
Yeah, that's a good take by Brandon Moss to get to 2-1. Max wanted that to look just like his fastball, and for Moss to think it was going to be straight and to commit to it and have late break.
High in the air to right, higher than it is far, and Bryce Harper waiting for it. This ball game into the 7th inning. Scherzer and the Nats starters continue their brilliance in St. Louis. Well, our crew doing a great job of chronicling what's been little offensive as far as the highlights go today, and maybe a little more here at the end of the game. Daniel Murphy, part of our Freight Rail Works do-up. He's always hit well here. He's liked Busch Stadium. Jason Worth has liked it lately. And then Clint Robinson, we know he's better than he's been so far, and maybe the Road Warrior gets a base hit here. Martinez, 77 pitches, 59 strikes through 6 innings. Max is up in the mid-90 range. And Murphy to left for Holiday. Daniel Murphy, a rare 0 for 3 so far. Worth and Robinson, the next 2. (5-1) Giants at New York, top of the 8th. Nationals start the day a half game up on the Metropolitans. Hi. 3 o'clock. High noon for some hitters. Crunch time against these guys. And Jason Worth has his 4th base hit of the series. The Nats' 4th today. Here comes Clint, and here comes Dan.
Mentioned Clint Robinson scuffling a little bit as of late. I talked to him the other day, asked him how he kind of deals with those struggles. Every hitter goes about it differently. He said, I've actually been trying to back off. Clint usually spends a lot of time in the cage, loves getting a lot of swings in on a daily basis. He said, recently I've been trying not to spend all day in the cage or to overhaul my swing, trying to back off, relax a little bit more, hoping that a calm approach will get him out of this slump as compared to overworking.
Well, FP has addressed that this weekend. Thanks, Dan. Robinson gets a piece of that one, Right center field. See you later. Second hit of the year. First home run for Clint. It's 3-0. Washington, good for him. He needed that.
On cue, Clint Robinson checking in with his first tater of the year, and it was a big one. Jason Worth with a base hit, Clint Robinson with a homer, 3-0 Nats. I'd have to have Mass and Dan do another hit on Clint Robinson next time he comes up.
Clint Robinson's 11th career home run. Here comes Danny Espinosa, and he checks one to right center. Is this 2 in a row? It is. 4-0 Washington.
Let's go Blues.
Danny Espinosa, second of this series and of the season. That's 800 plus feet of home runs. Robinson's went 419. We'll get Espinosa's in a minute. But big part of the ballpark in this yard.
Yeah, maybe they figured something out. Maybe Martinez is getting tired. Either way, a couple of bolts off the Nats bats make it 4-0. Let's see Clint Robinson's homer one more time. Foot down early, catches her out front. See you later, number one. And then we'll show you Danny Espinosa's here in a second. They're just happening too fast to show you all at once.
1-0 pitch. That ball rocked to the right side into the shift. And Jose Lobaton, whose base hit led to a run last time, will clear the decks for Max Scherzer here to bat in the top of the 7th.
Here's Danny Espinosa's home run. So back-to-back taters. I'll tell you what, Danny Espinosa's 2 home runs in this series both have been on pitches that were on the outer third that he's went out and pulled to right field.
Danny's 70th career home run, 2 in this series. Max Scherzer, how about a perfect day at the plate with a base hit and a sacrifice? How about 2 hits? Four hits in the inning. All of them hit hard. And Carlos Martinez is done.
Max Scherzer competes. It doesn't matter what he's doing. It's a game of cards in the clubhouse, whether it's hitting a 97-mile-an-hour fastball or standing 60 feet 6 inches away from a hitter, he competes. Fun guy to watch every 5th day, I'll tell you.
The end came quickly for Carlos Martinez. Murphy fly out, Worth base hit, Robinson to the bleachers. Espinosa right next to the batter's eye. 4-0 Nationals. at Busch Stadium. Glenn Robinson, he doesn't want to sit down, wants to walk around for a while. Now he'll get a drink and take a breather. And then Danny Espinosa goes back to back. 3-run inning, and left-hander Kevin Segrist will take over for St. Louis. 26 years of age. It's his 11th appearance of the season. 12 strikeouts in 8 2/3. And the natural counter, we'll tell you in a moment, with a right-handed batter.
Yeah, fastball changeup, really 2 pitches. I'll tell you what, for Clint Robinson, that's just got to feel like the weight of the world's off your shoulders. You've been trying to do something to help your ball club. He got that big hit at home to score a few runs, but that one, I mean, in a tight ball game, when you click one like that, good for him. Been working hard.
Michael A. Taylor is the pinch hitter for Matt Dendecker. So the Nats can go righty versus lefty here, and then bring Michael in for defense. Max Scherzer, don't forget him. He's still on first base with 2 outs. Taylor first at bat against the left-hander Segrist. Taylor 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Made his presence known early Friday night with the leadoff homer.
Watch him in batting practice today. His swing is kind of smoothing out, meaning he's getting some kind of rhythm at the plate with all the at-bats he's getting.
Giants have added a run, 6-1 at New York, bottom of the 8th. Max Scherzer and Brandon Moss having a chat over there, a couple of longtime American leaguers. 2-2 to Michael, and he takes the heater away. Swing and a miss. Inning over, but a big one it was for the Nats. 4-0. Robinson and Espinosa deep. Espinosa right behind him. Just like that, the Nationals take a 1-0 game, turn it into 4-0. Michael A. Taylor now will be flanked by Worth and Harper in the outfield for the final 3 defensive innings. All right, how about some Geico highlights? I think I know where you're going with this.
Well, it was Max on a mission day. You could just tell from the get-go, the game face he had on the bench before, the work he's done between his last start and this start. I mean, whether he's competing at the plate with a couple of hits off Carlos Martinez, a sacrifice bunt, which set the table for Matt Dendecker, who got the Nats ahead 1-0, or the second hit for Max Scherzer, all the strikeouts, the fastball command, everything you've seen here today. It's just been Max Scherzer's day. I mean, it's a guy with a lot of pride that's done a lot of great things in this game, and you just knew it was a matter of time before he joined the party, and he has in a big way here today against the Cardinals.
By the way, his batting average is a lot higher than his ERA, hitting .308 now. So here's Molina, Grichuk, and Wong. 5, 6, and 7 for St. Louis, bottom 7. Max is at 94 pitches, 64 strikes.
Still locked in, huh? Got the linebacker face going.
I loved how big his eyes got as he swung at that second base hit.
Well, that shot last year we had of him in the Exmo running to first base after a base hit was one of my favorite shots all year.
Bolts a fastball into Yadier Molina, who's 0 for 2.
Boy, if you could bottle up and sell to every player in the big leagues with Max Scherzer's featuring from a competitive standpoint, I mean, you can't teach what he has. Check out this staff, folks. What do you think? Pretty good so far?
As we told you last night, Joe Ross will soon be in the hunt in that ERA thing. I mean, he had to come out after 2 innings of 1 start, missed another. And Jose Lobaton staggered by that blow.
And Yadier Molina knows how that feels. See the concern from the Cardinals catcher. Direct hit. I think he got one the other night too. These start to add up.
Ooh. Yeah, last night.
Like I said, Mike Matheny, the manager of the Cardinals, his career ended on these. He had that concussion thing that he still talks about to this day. I said, hey, how's that concussion, post-concussion syndrome come? And he said he does crossword puzzles. He plays the guitar, all things to kind of keep his mind sharp on all the concussions he had as a player. That was a bad one.
No balls, 2 strikes. Yadier Molina went for a long walk after checking on Jose. And Jose going down there blocking an 0-2 pitch like there's 3 guys on base.
Always does.
Lobaton wanted the heater upstairs. So Max is at 100 pitches, 69 strikes. Trying to go at least 7 for the 3rd time. Great slider. Hitter has no chance on that. Strikeout number 9, and that's his high for the season. In fact, number 8 was too.
And when he's having the high strikeout games, it's all predicated on that fastball away to righties that he runs the slider off of that. And he's done that a number of times here today to the Cardinals.
Randall Grichuk is next, and Max has fanned him twice. Got that slider going, chopper to third. Rendon right there. 2 outs.
127 pitches is Max Scherzer's career high against Cleveland in 2011.
9 strikeouts today, times $37 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. The Washington area Toyota dealers helping children and their families. Thanks to their community involvement and generosity, it's Toyota, Case for Kids. Well, he could use a quick inning, huh? 1-2-3 second, his closest to real quick all day.
If you're thinking about the finish line, yeah.
Curveball. Ball 1 to Colton Wong. Base hit opposite field last time up. Good off speed.
Boy, Jose Lobaton's taking a beating this inning.
Oliver Perez. Max shakes yes. And it's fly ball to right for Bryce Harper. So Max Scherzer gets his quickest inning of the day in the 7th. 11 pitches that frame. 105 for the day, 4-0.
You talk to Mike Maddox. How you feeling? Are you good? Are you good? The handshakes, and he's good.
He was really good.
And I like that. You know, well, if you think of complete game shutout, so what? It's the first day of May, and you want him to have a really good taste in his mouth with the performance. And if you leave him out there too long and some balls are hit hard, now that's your last thought of your outing. And now he's got good vibes going into his next start, and he was spectacular here today.
And his next start will be at Wrigley Field.
Hopefully it's against Arrieta, because I would think that would be cool.
Yeah. They just handed us ballots a couple of innings ago for players and pitchers of the month, and it was pretty hard to ignore Jake Arrieta's numbers. Crazy good. Son Wan Oh, 33 years of age, making his 13th St. Louis appearance with a 1.38 ERA. He did pitch the 9th inning here. Kept it close, but gave up hits to Worth and Espinosa. So Anthony Rendon and Bryce Harper will face him for the first time. 2-0.
Yeah, I voted for Harper for Player of the Month, Arrieta for Pitcher of the Month, and Story for Rookie of the Month. And Bob Carpenter for Broadcaster of the Month.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Yes.
It's a great honor. Thanks to the Academy.
Get one of those game show microphones dipped in gold.
No, you get a T-shirt.
Long stick mics.
Mr. April. It's always been something I've strived for.
Yep. Downhill after that.
Rendon looks at one. At the letter. I can't say letters.
At the letter.
Yeah.
That was high.
Looked like it. 3-2, nobody out. Top of the 8th. Anthony 0 for 3 in the series. 3 for 11. Rendon to left center. Base of the wall. 4th hit of the series. And Anthony Rendon's at second with nobody out in the 8th. The Nats looking to add on some more.
That is a nice salvage for Anthony Rendon. Turned a 0 for 3 into a 1 for 4 with a double. Tony Two Bags checking in. Fastball right down the middle. He just fouled one off that was just a hair higher. This one lower. He's able to handle it for a leadoff double.
5th double of the year for Anthony. His only extra base hits. Looked like it had some backspin on it. Thought it might flirt with the wall for his first homer of the season. Here's Bryce. Time for Harper to get a feel-good knock and head to Kansas City. Top of the 8th, 4-0. The Nats have now hit the Cardinals 8-4. Just fading away to the outside corner, 1-1.
Well, if the Nats can hang on here, I think the positive thing for Bryce Harper is he doesn't feel like he has to carry the ball club all season long offensively. You know, if you have a quote human series and your teammates pick you up, you don't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders every single ball game.
Off speed. I don't know how many fastballs he's seen in the strike zone. One struck him out looking today, but maybe not quite a handful the entire 3 games. That is a big power zone.
It is. That's a head for your basement thunderstorm.
Did you see the 116.8 miles an hour on the Stanton homer in Milwaukee last night?
I did.
116.8. Bryce capable of triple digits plus 10 or more. 2-2. Cardinals have walked him twice in this series. 17 on the year, 5th most in the league. That would tell you you better walk him.
After that hack on the fastball that he just missed, I'd be shocked if he gets another one.
Yeah, off speed. Bryce Harper strikes out 4 times today. Have we ever seen that? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. The P-Nats stars it tomorrow, just 30 minutes down the road from Nats Park. They're back in town through May 1st, so they're not there. To purchase your tickets, call the number on your screen or go to the website. Well, they're there today.
It's only the second 4-strikeout game of Bryce's career. He struck out once 5 times against the Yankees. We remember that because Andy Pettitte was out there toying with everybody. So here's Daniel Murphy 0 for 3. He's not 0 for 3 any longer. That's into the corner. Murphy has his 3rd RBI of the season on his 8th double, and the Nationals lead 5-0. 3rd RBI of the series for Murphy, and on the season 12.
Daniel hits Murphy, check it in again, doing what he does.
That's what you got to do against a guy like O.
Yeah, just take him the other way. 2-seam fastball, lines it down the left field line. Hits. There he is. Went to the high pants. And that's won the first 2 games of the series and are trying to win 3.
So instead of stay hot, it's stay high.
You got to change it up when you're losing, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
$5-0. The Nats have out hit the Cards 9-4. Worth checked it. He got the party going last inning. One out hit to left. And then out of nowhere, bang, Clint Robinson into the right center field bleachers. Danny Espinosa to the right of the batter's eye, and suddenly breathing room. And now some more add-on here in the 8th. Worth steps out. Here we go, claps Doug Eddings.
Well, the final boss is having trouble getting the signs. If you missed it, O's nickname in Korea and Japan when he pitched was the final boss. He was a closer.
.357 saves in his career from 05 to 15 over there.
Might have crossed up Yadier Molina. Now they're having trouble getting on the same page.
Here's his interpreter. But evidently they were able to figure it out.
I mean, do you need an interpreter for signs?
To talk about him, I guess.
1, 2, 3.
And Worth fouls one off to the right side. 1-2. Worth takes one way outside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Nats have taken 42,933 right out of this ball game. Loudest cheers of the day for a hockey team playing 700 miles away. And a 2-2 to Jason Worth. Murphy at second, 1 out, a run home, top of the 8th. Worth hammers one to center. Going back is Grichuk, still going onto the track, has it. 2 down.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And I wonder what we're going to do here today. What's your Miller moment?
Who's coming up?
Oh, hey, Clint Robinson checking in with his first tater. And then Danny Espinosa with his second tater of the road trip, and his second one of the year. So it's the 3rd time the Nats have gone back-to-back homers in this young season. Remember at Miami they did it twice on the 19th of April with Harper and Zimmerman, and then Worth and Ramos, and they do it again here today. So 3 times already in this season the Nats have gone back-to-back home runs. 103 on Clint Robinson's hit speed.
Mike Matheny will go double switch here. New pitcher, new second baseman. Back to St. Louis in a moment. Right now, it's all Washington. Coach Jock Jones and hitting guru Rick Shue. Jed Jerko will bat ninth and play second base for the Cardinals. And they will call on Tyler Lyons, 28 years of age, and his 8th appearance of the year with a .519 ERA.
Fastball slider change. Fastball 89.
So Clint Robinson gets to hang in there against a lefty that he's never faced. Good hack. 0-2.
Trying to hit a ground ball to short. He's got the whole left side.
I know, it's an RBI. Nats have sent about half this crowd out of the ballpark already here in the 8th inning.
Oh, right down Broadway, huh?
Not a whole lot high-low, but the horizontal part of this power zone is pretty big. Yeah, that was center cut. Blake Treinen throwing. Felipe Rivero behind him from our view. Saw Jonathan Papelbon walking around, flexing a bit. Be nice to go to Kansas City with him really fresh for a 3-game series in an American League ballpark with the DH.
Good call.
Yeah, probably a chance for Dusty to get Ryan Zimmerman and Jason Worth off their feet a little bit. Robinson reaching for that one, pops it up right side. Jed Jerko. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rendon and Murphy, couple of 2-baggers. What's new for them? 5-0. the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Well, Daniel Murphy, you knew he wasn't going to go 0 for 4, so in the series, 4 for 12, 3 RBIs. He got his 8th double of the year, driving in Anthony Rendon, another guy who specializes in the two-bagger. Felipe Rivero takes over. For the Nats, it'll be his 13th appearance, 12 2/3, 14 strikeouts, only 8 hits.
Wasn't he the word scramble today too?
No, that was the guy at second base.
That's what I said. It's Murphy.
Oh, okay. I thought
Just kind of
you
added
fooled
on
me. I was
to
talking
the whole-
about Rivero.
Yeah.
You went back to Murph. That's good. It's early. Game 25 tomorrow. 24 today.
Word scramble. Take that to arbitration. I was the Masson word scramble one day. Should get a raise.
Here's Rivero against Aledmys Diaz. Felipe gave up a hit, pitched a scoreless 8th here yesterday.
Tell you what, that changeup from Rivero has been such a weapon this year. You remember last year it was just 98 with the filthy slider. I mean, he's all the way on the third base side of the rubber, and then he crossfires, steps right toward the Cardinals dugout. Now he's got a changeup to go with 97.
1-1. Tried to buzz the inside edge. Diaz, Jerko, and Carpenter, 8, 9, and 1 for St. Louis here in the 8th. Out to right, hit pretty well, but Bryce just onto the track. Ball had some carry to it. Tomorrow night, we're going to play the world champion Kansas City Royals. George Brett, good thing he's not in the lineup. Gio agrees. Looking for his 92nd career win. He's 1-1 with a 1.42 ERA. He could be 3-1 or 4-0 this year. Hard-throwing Edinson Volquez, 3-1, and 2-2 career against the Nats, will pitch for Kansas City. Out to short. Over to first by Danny Espinosa. I don't know, it's hard for me to remember a road trip in a hostile environment where the pitching staff has been any better for 3 days in a row than it has been here, ever.
Great
Top
call.
of the order, Carpenter.
I mean, there's a lot of meat left on the bone for this road trip, no doubt.
Sure.
But, you know, if you can finish this one off here today and you start 3-0 on this trip, and everybody's saying brutal road trip. It's not brutal until you have a bad road trip. I mean, these guys aren't fazed by it. We talked to them all before the first game here. It's just, hey, it's big leagues. Anybody can beat anybody. It's a brutal road trip if you go 0-10 on it, but I think you have to let the trip tell the story before you label it.
Geo charting.
Is he cheating again?
Ironically, it's in royal blue for tomorrow. That ball out of play.
Fastball. He's hiding behind the chart. Let's see.
Giants beat the Mets today 6-1. Breaking a 6-game losing streak for San Francisco.
Fastball, I guess. I mean, it's the 8th inning. You can't concentrate that long on a chart, right? Gio, you should see my scorecard. Don't feel bad.
And you've asked for help occasionally, not that often.
Slider.
Now that is a big breaking ball. Rivero a 1-2-3 8th The Nats 1 inning away from an historic series for them in St. Louis. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit dckiadealers.com to learn more.
Well, we're going to see our share of fountains in the next 3 days, aren't we?
Kansas City is the city of fountains. I think I once read only Madrid has more fountains than Kansas City. Danny Espinosa, right side of the plate. Tyler Lyons still in there for St. Louis. It could be Rome. I've been to neither.
Just make it
So
up.
we'll check it out.
Who cares?
No, we're all about the facts here, Mason. Espinosa 0 for 1 with a walk against the lefty. Digs one out, foul ball. When the ball game's over, Johnny Holiday and Phil Wood will bring you Nats Extra Postgame. It's presented by W.B. Mason.
Kansas City has more fountains than any city in the world except Rome, Italy, which has more than 2,000 fountains.
Wow. Rome it is. Espinosa and Lobaton, then the pitcher's spot. And a tough curveball to hit. 1 out. Royals at Seattle, so they've got a long trip home after their ball game. By the way, Kansas City's scuffling. They've lost 5 in a row. They're 1 game over 500, and they are 4 games back of the White Sox. In fact, the Tigers are ahead of them in the AL Central. So they've hit a bit of a roadblock on a West Coast trip. Chris Heisey next in the pitcher spot.
Well, something has to be done about the schedule with teams getting in at 4 in the morning from road trips and trying to play a game the next day. I mean, the Cardinals had a night game in Arizona before they came back to start this homestand against the Nats. And guys talking about getting back to their place at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Crisscrossing time zones.
It's just not healthy for players to try to get out of the way of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball when you're traveling all over the country, time zones, jet lag, and then getting in at 5 a.m. I just feel like if you're going 2 time zones, it has to be a 1 o'clock start.
Yeah, on getaway day. You're right. That ball's well hit by Lobaton. Jose's had a couple of good swings today. 1 for 4. Scored what may turn out to be the only run the Nats needed today. Back in the 6th, 2 outs. And Blake Trinan will get a chance to get the last 3 outs of the ball game. That sounded like a fastball with a lot of sink on it. Here's Chris Heisey. He's faced Lions before as a Cincinnati Red. 1 for 2 career. And he jacks one out to left center. That ball is deep, and Heisey, another pinch hit home run. 6-0 Nationals. Chris Heisey, second pinch hit homer of the year. He was already in the game when he walked off the Twins last Sunday. Boy, what a bat that is coming off the right side of that bench.
Well, that's a great day. Jose Lobaton, helmet taker offer guy on the top step, greeting Chris Heisey. Tell you, it's a low maintenance swing. It's short, it's compact. It plays against a good fastball once every 5 or 6 days, and Chris Heisey has proved to be a serious weapon off Dusty Baker's bench. Good for him.
So overall, as a pinch hitter now, Heisey 2 for 4, 2 homers, 2 RBIs. Exactly what they were looking at when they brought him into spring training. Exactly. Get this updated here. So for Heisey now, in his career, 13 pinch hit home runs, #1 in all of baseball since 2005. That was 424 feet. Taylor's going to check in with a hit. So Michael gets a couple of at-bats today, 1 for 2 with that knock. One more shot for Anthony Rendon and maybe Bryce Harper. Rendon against Lions, 1 for 3 career. Six nothing on 11 hits. Busted bat. That's a one-hopper to Diaz. So the Nats make some noise. Chris Heisey off the bench. 3 long balls in the Gateway City for the guys from D.C. The Nats have already won a series here for the first time in 9 years, and now they're trying to sweep one as the Nationals for the first one ever. Blake Trinan to try to finish this off.
He's thrown a changeup this year. Probably didn't register on there, but the fastball 95 to 98. Slider to go with it. 2-0 record. ERA at 3. And opponent's hitting 207 against Blake Trinan.
Blake appeared in the series here on Friday night. Gave up the 2-run homer the opposite way to Matt Adams after a kind of a scratch infield hit by Matt Holliday. So it's Piscotty, Holliday, and Moss here in the bottom of the 9th for St. Louis. First pitch slider to get into the strike zone. You like it. Then the heater. So he goes slider, sinker, slider.
Filling up the strike zone. I like it.
That's all that matters.
This guy in the batter's box has been making me crave an Italian cookie the whole series.
Look at that. 97 with run. Piscotty, not Biscotti, couldn't pull the trigger.
Look at I can't even. Strikeout. Hey, you saw it.
You tee it up, I hit it down the fairway. Doesn't happen often. Here's Matt Holliday, 1 for 3. Oh, and Jeremy Hazelbaker will get an AB, and they'll get Holliday off his feet the rest of the day. Hazelbaker in the series, 2 for 5 with a walk. He was on base twice in a starting role last night.
So what do you got? On the left, Hazelbaker. On the right, Dusty Baker. Hazelbaker needs.
How long did it take you guys to set up that shot?
3 days we've been working on that.
Been waiting, haven't you?
Hurricane Hazelbaker. He needs a nickname.
0-2. Well, Blake Trinan's a strike thrower today, and that's 2 down.
I mean, you look at the makeup of the Nats bullpen as it stands right now. You have Sammy Solis, who throws 95, 96 from the left side. You have Felipe Rivera, who can touch 100 on a good day from the left side. You have Blake Trinan that can throw 95 to 98. You got Oliver Perez doing his thing. Sean Kelly with the sliders. I mean, this is turning into a really good bullpen all of a sudden. You know, and that was the big talk in the offseason. Reconstruct the bullpen. Get that part right. There was a lot of anguish and pain late in games last year that you really haven't seen yet this year because of those guys doing their jobs. They're all feeding off each other down there, and it's like, whatever you can do, I can do better.
St. Louis Cardinals on Friday night scored 2 runs in the first inning. Since then, they have scored 3. Jose Lobaton needs a little time again.
He's going to be limping on the airplane today. He is taking a beating back there.
St. Louis Cardinals about to be under 500. That ball scorched left center. Is it going to stay in? Out of here. Well, evidently there's some confusion, and the hitter is stopped at second base. And this could be an umpire's review without a manager asking for a challenge. Right at the top of the wall, Fans want a homer. There's a little strip of shrubbery out there
For sure.
that separates the field from the stands.
They're pointing exactly where it hit. Right there. That's
a home run.
Can I just yell down to him and tell him?
They'll figure it out. So for Brandon Moss, his 6th of the year. And this should not take long at all. Yadier Molina next.
Just turn around and look at the scoreboard is all they have to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to do that, but they'll take a look.
Did he get spooked by the fireworks? Brandon Moss? I know I did.
What was that? He said, I didn't hit it that hard. Well, there will go the shutout. This is an interesting situation to see how long it can take New York to figure out that something the usher and the concessionaire knew. And they had a better view out there, of course. But we'll see.
It's a home.
All right. Fireworks again. Double barrel. Six to 1 now. That ball was right over the outer half, and Brandon Moss took it right out of here. So here's Yadier. Well, now it's going to be Matt Adams for Yadier Molina. Adams further toward the left side took Trinan deep on Friday. Nasty hook.
Tell you what, Dusty Baker not going to have a problem with Blake trying to fill up the strike zone with strikes and giving up a home run here or there.
He's been ahead of just about every hitter here. And it goes to 1-2 on Matt Adams, who has hit 2 home runs this year, one against the Nats. Pretty good 1-2 pitch, just missing. Another hit. Adams digging for 2. He better be sure if he goes. Taylor gets it back in a hurry. Next up, Randal Grichuk. Trinan popped up Grichuk in the 8th inning here on Friday night. They're going to let Adams take second. Kind of odd to think about it, but if they get 2 more base runners, it's a save situation. With that in mind, Jonathan Papelbon gets up, and doesn't take Jonathan long to get ready. Let's hope his next pitch between the lines is in Kansas City. third, Anthony Rendon. The Nationals sweep the Cardinals in St. Louis. First time ever. 3-0 on this interesting road trip.
Well, he had contributions from everywhere. Clutch hits from Clint Robinson today. Danny Espinosa's been big in this series. The starting pitching out of this world on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the bullpen doing an amazing job as well. They're playing good baseball, folks. Doesn't matter where they're playing, on the road, at home, they're winning.
The Nationals win it 6-1. In the series, they hold St. Louis to 6 runs in 3 ball games. Tomorrow night, it's Chio at Kansas City against Edinson Volquez. Nats Extra begins at 7:30. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned. Johnny and Phil straight ahead. And from St. Louis, see you